Hello, good afternoon. This is we are speaking. Welcome to Hikvision MEA Open Course episode 38. Welcome. Please use your smartphone to scan the QR code on the screen and to check in. We will credit 2,000 credits of the HPP points into your account. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Hikvision MEA Open Course episode 38. And today our topic is about the deeper intelligence beyond age for Hikvision project cameras for DarkFighter 2.0. So before all that, welcome for all of you for your time and attendance of the day. And please use your smartphone to scan the QR code on the screen. So after the session, we will create 2,000 HPP points into your account. Thank you. Our content will start after 2 minutes. Thank you for waiting. And please think about it for Hikvision. We are already promoting for a lot of the products like DarkFighter, DarkFighter S, DarkFighter X, and DarkFighter 2.0. So imagine during your before experience for using that. So what's your concern point, or what's the differences between the different technologies? So maybe you have the doubt by the different type of the DarkFighter. So today, all the questions will be answered related to our image technologies. Our session will be start after 1 minute, and welcome all of you. Please use your smartphone to scan the QR code on the screen, and after that, we will create 2,000 HPP points into your account. Thank you. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Hikvision MEA Open Course episode 38. This is Laura speaking, and very nice to see you. For the previous courses, we learned a lot of the topic about the CCTV cameras and about the non-video, including for the LED, for the networking, and not only for the product, but also among some solutions. For today, as we can see for the topic, we're talking about deeper intelligence beyond the age. So for the DarkFighter 2.0 technologies. Welcome everyone. Please scan the QR code by your smartphone, open the camera. So if you have the HPP, it will redirect to the HPP application directly. Or you can sign on the web page as well, no problems. Please use your smartphone to scan the QR code on the screen, and we will create 2,000 HPP points in your account after the session. And thank you for attendance again. So let's start about our today's topic. For DarkFighter 2.0 technologies, among that we will find the different type of the appearance of the product, including the full HD camera, dome camera, and the one like with the 5G, even for the PTZ cameras. Now let's think about it for the evolution of the past DarkFighter. Especially when we do the project, and I believe that some of the customers you are working for the system integrator, and when you place the order, so what's your concern? I would think about it. For the cameras, means the customer requirement. Maybe they will require something about the one that will require you to give the smart functions. For example, like people counting, like face recognition, or some smart functions related to the vehicles. So among for the DarkFighter, we have three types, like DarkFighter, DarkFighter S, and the DarkFighter X. So that we think about it, what's the differences or the common things among that? Of course, for the DarkFighter, fight with the dark. So the core intelligence or what we concern is about to let the cameras see much more clear rather than the original or ordinary cameras. So to make a DarkFighter, so how to make the camera's will short more clear in the darkness? We need for the larger sensor. A larger sensor, it will be, and it will detect and feel more the light. So now for the fighter and the DarkFighter S and the X, we are using for the 1/108 this size of the sensor compared to the traditional one, or for the channel, some channel products. Compared to that, we increase the size for 180%. For the ordinary, how much is it? It's not 1.8, it's maybe 2.7, 2.8. So the sensor become big. The light pass inside the lens and arrive on the sensor. More light will be converted to the electrons. So more electrons accumulated will arrive for the much more like this kind of accumulated to transfer the light signal to the electric signals. So that is the point, to make the sensor big. And for DarkFighter S, compared to the DarkFighter, it will increase over the length for the S. So the S reports for the three key features. The first, the smart, the super large aperture. It's using the f1.0 large aperture. So the large aperture to let more light to go inside to ensure the good quality and performance at the night. And besides that, for the second, the S is we are using for the smart hybrid light. We say about the smart hybrid light that is good to can ensure only the event like vehicle or the people will make entry for the region that we set, then the alarm has been triggered. The light turn from the black and white to the colorful. And when the event is finished, it will turn it back automatically. So for the smart hybrid light. And finally, the last S is about the super confocal lens. Super confocal, so to make the two confocal, who be confocal, the visible light and IR light, to let them to focus on fill on one same focal plane, so that no matter in the daytime and the night times, it will not get a blur, because no matter the IR light in the night or the visible light in the daytime, we will fill on one same focal plane. So to make sure the performance is good. This is for the DarkFighter S, including for the super large aperture, smart hybrid light, and super confocal lens. About DarkFighter X, for the Hikvision DarkFighter8X8 So the most differences for that among to the DarkFighter and the DarkFighter S, that is one lens, but inside we have a two sensor, and one sensor is filling for the illuminance, and another sensor is filling for the chrominess. So one fill for the bright, another fill for the color, and inside the camera, the dual lens, dual sensor. So we are using the bispectral fusion to realize and paralyze the bright and the colorful. So this is the one lens, but inside we have two sensors. Okay, now today that you are clear about the DarkFighter S and the DarkFighter X. So for the DarkFighter 2.0 now, so it looks already we achieved a lot, but what about the new things we bring for the DarkFighter 2.0? And we call it AI-powered ISP running on the powerful processor. So this is the resolutions and answers about what is the new thing about DarkFighter 2.0 is powered by the artificial intelligence on which part on the image signal processor. So let me think about it. The image signal processor, what's the job of it? And which part we do the better or the improvement to make it much more better working. Well, let's take a quick look about for the light given amount, how to the light pass the lens and arrive on the sensor. And this is like a working flow inside the cameras. When light pass the lens around the CMOS sensor or CCD sensors, they will cause some noise. So why? Why the noise causes? Because on the sensors, it will arrive on the photodiode. So on that, will happen when processing, we convert from the light signal to the electron signals. So during this part, not all the light will be converted to the electrons. So during this part, it will cause some like a short noise. And during the processing, In this part on the sensor, as long as people or the manufacturer will try a level best to reduce the noise, but it's still existing. So for the ISP, for the image signal processing, usually we are doing what? For the traditional camera, we do the WDR. We're using the three-dimensional DNR. We're using the white balance, the mosaicing, and the gamma correction. Do all of this job to try to reduce the noise and show the better image. But now, for the AI-powered ISP, for the AI, and this AI, the artificial algorithm will work on for the WDR, for the wider dynamic range, three-dimensional DNR, and the mosaicing and the gamma corrections. This part, actually, the AI, the power, we will focus this power on the WDR and the three-dimensional dynamic noise reduction, on the mosaicing and the corrections. So all on this part, we try to make it better to let the AI to focus to reduce the noise. So AI, how to do that? Why we put AI on this part and the AI will follow all the rules? Yeah, yes, sir. Okay, no problems. I will work like that. You'll be like that. So the thing is, for the noise and the signal, see, they all have their own frequencies. So for traditional way, how can we figure out for the noise and the frequency? That is, we add according to the different frequency. So okay, we divided this part is down to noise, and this is my signal. So what's to do if the frequency of the noise and the signal they are very close to each other? So this part is the AI. That's why we developed for this AISP to learn a lot of the examples and the mode. So by a lot of the learning, so to build up this kind of a deep neural network, so that to figure out which part belong to the noise and which part belong to the signal. So this is the working principles for this ISP. And now we're going to bring you for the informations for the key features about the DarkFighter 2.0. For first one, we call the sharp motion. Second, short N. Third, auto WDR. And the last, this is not for Go, it's for 60 FPS. So before, we already say for the camera is about 25 frames per second FPS, 30 FPS, but we can now reach to the 60 FPS, even for the 4 mega, even for the 8 mega cameras. So let me check and the setting part in the demo part later. For the sharp motion, this is working like sharp and like colorful videos for the motion to minimize the one. This is let me try how it will be looks like to get a brighter, clear, low light image. This is what we talked just now about to let the AI to reduce this noise. How to do that? We are applying this kind of the artificial algorithms to build up the deep neural networking and to set up one model for this example model, and after a long time working to make it more accurate about to figure out which part is belong to the signal and which part belong to the noise. So to get clear and object the details. And by the way, for the new joiner, most welcome for today's episode 38 sessions of the Hikvision MEA open course. So please use your smartphones to scan the QR code on this corner, and we will create 2,000 HPP point into account after the sessions. It may take around 1 or 2 weeks. Thank you for understanding. And let's go ahead about the sharp motion. So for the sharp motion, the massive amount of the low light, how can we to get in this kind of the image or the information from the diverse scenarios? So this is like we take a trend and fine-tuned by deep learning AI to extract for the extra zero light and the noise reduction of the radar module to apply that. So this is the actual performance that we have to see for no matter for the people, like for the human, the face and over the vehicle. Mostly we caring about for the plate number, it will get a great improvement rather than before. This is we call the sharp motion. We're using apply for this AI and to realize the better image performance. So this is you say how to ensure that, or how to refine the differences and compare to the G0 version? Is that so strong or powerful? So this is we welcome you to take some example to or the module to have a try. It has yes, it has a kind of the improvement. And the second features. After we're talking about the short motion, and second features is called the short end. This is the short end. Short end. N is what? More than one. So these algorithms applied, we try to take for the capture the target for multi-speed. So what is the multi-speed? And what kind of the scenarios? We know for the people features, for the people, we are going to capture. We are using the algorithm called face capture, the comparisons. For the vehicle, we are using for the NPR. So for the multi-speed target, using for the scenarios or not is in these scenarios, for example, we want to using one cameras to detect the multi-target, but they are at the different speed. So that will require us to take the what? For the different speed targets, what will we take here, especially in the nighttime? Yeah, for the speed and the shutter speed. So for the fast moving targets, we give a fast shutter to catch them. And for the slow move target, yeah, we give it sometimes, not be too rush. So that's defined for the no matter for the people or the human, they have the different speeds. So they'll set for the different exposure time and the different speed of the shutter. So in the traditional one, we do not have the choices. Yeah, if we rely on the people, okay, I want to show the people clear, but the vehicle is going too fast. It's good already. If I focus on that, so for the people, maybe they'll get some more exposure. So that will cause some problems. So we are trying to get a clear capture for both person and the vehicle. So is that possible? Now we can do this kind of the setting. For example, for the vehicle and for the bicycle rider. The answer is yes, of course. For vehicle realized capturing clear image for the object, moving by the different speed, especially in the darkness, so by the multi-frame exposure. So remember then, what is this function named? We call it shorten. Short the different speed target. And later in the demo presentation part, we will show you the where and how to set it. This for the multi-frame exposure get clear capture for the different object types. And besides that, so for the more advanced features and the optimal image quality for the DarkFighter, so for the new joiners, please, it's most welcome to join Hikvision MEA Open Course episode 38. Please scan using your smartphone to scan the QR code on the left down corner, and we will create 2,000 PP point into account after the session. This is about the features. So, quick questions. What we have just introduced for the last two features. The first one, sharp motion, and the second one, for the shorten. All right. And the following, we say we have the high features as well to get smooth capture because it's a high frame rate. So it can be up to even for the 4K. Yeah, for 8 mega, we can reach to the 60 frame per second. And for 2 mega, we can reach to the 120 per second. So these settings, we will finding that under the video parameter settings and auto WDR. Now for the auto WDR performance, we can reach to the 150 dp. For the low light performance imaging, we will find a short video for the comparison between the G0 and the conventional camera and the G2 camera. Well, for the highlight features for this 60 FPS frame per second, especially using for what? For some scenarios for the fast moving target. Yeah, like this. So if for the traditional one, the got blur, we can difficulty find the features for the people and we cannot do the analysis because the capture photo is not very well. But now it's the different. We set in the roles, for example, motion detection. So this kind of the basic events, we can turn on that and the capture by the FPS reach to the 60. maximum for 4 mega and 8 mega. Or we can try to, if we are not have the high requirements for the resolution, we're using for 2 mega cameras, it can reach 220 frame per second. Yeah, compared to the G0 version, it has, let's see, for the double performance of the standing one. All right. And for the audio WDR, audio wider dynamic range should save the bright sunlight during the 13 hours per day, and for the environmental lighting changing by the season and the weather, so that the not be controlled or think about human relieve us from this job. This is the hand over that to the AI and to figure out what times to adapt and using the best WDR parameters. This is the one that we get can apply to the scenarios. So what kind of the scenarios we need to apply for the WDR? Of course, we know. For the interest, you could say there has the contrast, the different light conditions from the back and from the front and the back. All right. So this is WDR. And for the state generations, this is for the first generation. We see it's also we can say it's good. Yeah, for the details for the human, it's stable and clear as well. But for the 2.0, compared to the 1.0, it's got a more colorful, vivid, and for the details. Because if we are referring picture by one smartphone without the flash, actually we're thinking about the yes, maybe it's the morning or the noon times, but actually we're using for the normal phone to show that it's in the darkness. So to ensure this kind of the full colorful image for these days. So this is the kind of applications for the sharp motion. Welcome for the new joint customers and good morning and afternoon. This is Hikvision MEA Open Course, episode 38. Please scan the QR code by your smartphone to win for HPP credits. Thank you. And then we go back to talk about a WDR, for this is the testing results for both outside and indoor for our headquarters. So compare that. Yeah, as long as for the DarkFighter first generation is good, we can see that. But as we see, for the 2.0, the second generation, so it looks much more better for the more details, the color, and for the divide. Yeah, that's much more attractive for using. And for the launchline project, now we have for the 7 series camera, 7XXX, and 8A XXG2. And following, we have the plan for the Omni, for Ultra PTZ, and the networking camera as well. So please keep the interest and concentrate on us, and we will release this new information to you as soon as possible. All right, after the image, we say for the AISP, it helping to do the much more improvements on the ISP. So that is working much more smarter. And so if for the user that we are using for this kind of the smart functions, any improvements or as the user, okay. So anything else? Yes, exactly. As we see, for the power of deep learning intelligence, we support for the dual AI function incongruent. That means for some of the functions, we can turn on them at the same times. And when we switch the algorithms, for example, for multi-target type detection, I switch to the face recognitions. The cameras will not restart anymore. We just wait for around less than 1 minute. So for the switch process will be done. The camera will not take the restart. So this is the kind of the improvement, the good thing. And the dual cameras will not apply if for the short or the dynamic mosaic is enabled or computer resources. So what's the meaning for that? And why these two cannot be made up together? We will leave this in the demo part and we will find the answer. For the multi-target detection and face, these two, like a multi-target and fish, actually these two cannot be enabled at the same time. Because for the multi-target detection analysis, actually, it is using algorithms. For the face, they are using the same mechanism for duplications. So these two cannot be enabled together. Actually, we no need to pay attention or remember. We still cannot be using together because if you are do the adding the camera on the platform such as Hike Central, you will find it. If one enable that, another one will happens the pop-up window. So this two cannot be working together. And for NPR model, good. For the one G2 with the /p, we have the functions like NPR, like the parking, and the parameter protections. So this one supporting for the dual AI as well. This is applications for the case one, the scenarios in the parking lot. We would like to turn on for the NPR and the parameters. The NPR to receive the pulse information and record for the vehicles. And the second is we as the user, we want to receive the alarms when there's the no pedestrian on the traffic lines. So this is a kind of applications for in the parking lot. Or another one, the dual AI incongruent application case 2. It's the for the construction site. The construction site will make sure the operation zone is up to 6 workers. 6 workers, this is a what? For the people counting, contact in that science region, how many people? We need to remain for 6 people. I'll make sure every worker will wear the hard hat for the productions, which means for the PPE production detection. Yeah, so that means we can turn on these two algorithms at the same time. Not only for this, but deep in view cameras also has much more features, such as PTRZ. And in the G2, we have the better effect for the pardented scale parden reflective unit for this color light to give a more like a smooth light to cover without any blind point. And for the big sensor, for the GPAC Pro, and for the power meter, G sensor vibration, PVC freeze for the TPMs, and for this two. So for this mark, the new G2 or upgrading G2, so this is the one we called not only for the DarkFighter, but DarkFighter 2.0, let's take a quick review. So what is the feature for that? We can talk about 4. The first one, for the sharp motion, to see it clear in the darkness, even it's very low illuminance, you still can get a good performance, no matter for the people, no matter for the vehicle. And the second, we call this shorten. Shorten means take the captures for the different speed targets. Maybe it's a human, the pedestrian, or with the vehicle together. We call it shorten. And third one, we support it for the high frame rate. For the 4 mega and 8 mega cameras, we can support a maximum 60 FPS. And for the 2 mega, we can reach to the 120 frames per second. And also for the WDR, before we say, true WDR is 120, ultra WDR is 130 or even 40. But now, for this one, audio WDR, we can reach maximum for the 150 dB. All right. And one important thing, the one with the module. Later in the demo part, we will show you with the -Y module we support for the, why? I don't know why. It's for the anti-corrosion. And for the warranty, this kind of the project, the cameras for the 7XXX series is supporting for the 5-year warranty. Okay. And last, about some ultra PTZ cameras, the DarkFighter. So for the ultimate image qualities, we can also for this kind of the anywhere in the light. So same as the bullet camera or the zoom camera. In outdoor, mostly we are considering use for the bullet camera for the installation way and like anti-corrosion. Yeah. And for the indoor, like some retail store and the supermarket and the meeting rooms, the people prefer using the dome camera. But no matter how the appearance looks like, it is supporting the features that we keep seeing: sharp motion, shorten, auto WDR, and high frame per second. All right. And powerful edge intelligence to provide multi-target detection, parameter protection, ANPR. So this is for the features about the G2 cameras of the appearance by the PTZ camera. PTZ camera, it provides a virtual panoramic mode, and the compass ODZs. So the virtual panoramic, we can click on this VR panorama and to check, to check the details or whatever we like. This is the part where we take the advantage for the PTZ cameras. And for the most stable image, you'll find actually if we turn on for the GIS or turn off the GIS, it has the differences to against for the wind against. All right. And for the bracket with the lens is also similarly, we're going to try to make the cameras much more stable. So if we are facing for the conditions or the environment with the big wind, to keep the image and the cameras. So this is the lens type for the installation way for the cameras. To rotate the camera panoramic view to make it more stable. And the high reliabilities, like we are using the TPM 2.0, IP67, IK10, like it's MEA 4X for the anti-compression modules and the different user environment. So this is the all the content about DarkFighter 2.0. And let's think about the features we are using today. So for the DF 2.0, now I believe that you already guessed the point. So what is the differences between the DarkFighter S, DarkFighter X, and the DarkFighter 2? DarkFighter is, we already applied the product with the 7xx6 cameras. It can rely for the low illuminance performance cameras to stay clear in the darkness. And for DarkFighter S, we have the triple S features. The first one is about the smart hybrid light. The second is super large aperture. The third, super confocal lens. The confocal means the IR light and the visible light to view on same focal plane. And for DarkFighter X, one sensor, it has the dual sensor. One sensor working for the illuminance, another sensor working for chrominance. So inside the cameras will fusion them together to give the best performance. And for DarkFighter 2, we already know sharp motion, short end, auto WDR, and high frames rate. Yes, not only that, but also more. Maybe you have some questions and our online teams in the chat box. So please type down inside the chat box. And after 1 minute, we will take the part about the demo presentations. Today we bring the G2 series cameras and we will show you how it performs on the Hikvision Central. Some of the times we are using the cameras together for easier managing by more than one cameras and with some backend devices. So today we add them to the Hikvision Central. After 1 minute, we will start the introduction for this part. So please tap down if you have any doubt or the questions. And by the way, if you didn't check in yet, please scan the QR code on the screen by your smartphone. We have created 2,000 HPP point into account within 1 or 2 weeks, and thank you for understanding. All right, if you have any questions, please chat with our online team. Okay, thank you. Thank you, right? So let's go ahead, move on to the next part about the demo part. Yeah, DarkFighter 2. So let's have a look about how it looks like inside the platform. And then later, we will get to have a look about how the physical looks like and related to the connections. So this is the one we are going to the online set. My site. All right, for the Hikvision Central. So like Central, generally after you adding the devices to your site and finding the area, you can enter the second page as we know. This one general function already. One, we adding for the NPR. So this is the one devices we are using for the one with the slash P model. The 7846/P supporting for the NPR. Another one is 7846. So let's have a look about the intelligence camera firstly. We'll click on the setting and from the platform, the Hike Central, we can go for the camera setting directly. So that will be easier because for the camera, you don't need to go to the web page only. Means you can switch for the intelligence functions by the Hike Central directly. As we see, this is the cameras that 7846 for supporting for the 2 megapixels, and this is the smart functions. Before, this is we apply for the platform for the chips of the H11 and the latest firmware version. So for the all this we can using and to turn on two together. For example, I turn on for the multi-target type target and I want to turn on for the smart event directly. I have a try and it will show the place wait. So the good thing that is during this processing, the camera will not take the restart. We see now it's very easy. We can go ahead to the next for the setting part. Besides the general settings, so let's be focused on the smart settings. You can easily find for the multi-target type detection and smart event setting. So that means we can make it setting by ourselves directly, do all the general things for smart events, including for the intrusion, line crossing region, loitering, people gathering, busted moving, etc. There are a lot. Even you can configure for the combined event to make the alarm more accurate to avoid the false alarms. Like only these 2 or 3 has been triggered together, we will consider that is a kind of alarms. So this is a kind of introduction for the camera, so we will not show too much things about the for the intelligence setting. We just show you can, like we introduced, you can use the more turn on for the more than one intelligence at the same times. And thinking about it, among the introductions, there is a feature we call the shorthand to configure the people and the vehicle by the different speed. So how to set that? And where's the menu? Personally, we need to understand one thing. For the multi-targets appear at what kind of scenarios? The people and the vehicle together. So this is like we call the multi-target type detections. If only for the vehicle or only for the car, it's not like multi-target. So the short and make sure we turn on for this multi-target type detections. And after we turn on that, this is the part of rules for setting about intelligence. But for the video performance, we're going for the video menu. And we are going to find image and finding. There will be a short and you can have a try if turn on for the other intelligence like face capture or for the smart events, it will not have this menu. The shorten menu only when you turn on for the multi-target detection. So there will be a shorten. And turn on the shorten will require you to, there's one thing. If you choose to restart devices, so this is cameras, your guest restart will take around 3 to 5 minutes. So let's start, we will restart it later and checking for the shorten. Now we just leave it. Remember the shorten is always talking about what? It's a kind of the related to the exposure. So exposure setting for the up part for this traditional exposure setting is the parameter about the human. And we say about the vehicle parameter setting, we need to turn down for this shorten. And shorten, we will check it later, or we will turn on that and show you. So we just leave the story for the shorten. And for the VCA, we can go back to checking. This is the multi-target, and I have the face. Okay, now I try to turn it off, and I turn on the face to find if we can find the shorten or not. It will not take too long times. Just wait around a few seconds. And by the way, if you want to do the face comparisons, so you need to turn on for the face capture firstly. Otherwise, this function cannot be turned on only because the comparison, you must capture something and compare with your library. Okay? Now we go to the configuration setting of the image. So there will not be this shorten choice anymore. Will not have the choices anymore. So shorten will be working under the status for the multi-target detection, multi-target type detection. Okay? Other thing keep the same as before. And for the next one about the auto WDR. WDR is like going for the image setting, and this one for the backlight. We know for the backlight compensation for WDR and the highlight compensation. So now we have a choices for the auto. For this auto WDR, the abilities can reach to the 150. So let's relate it data you can find in the, for example, for the our demo devices is using this one. 2CD7848G20 IZHSY is the Y. So if I'm using that, we'll this one we can check it. But the abilities for the against the backlight due to 158 WDR technologies. Okay, so it's using for the DarkFighter 2. This is the camera. And the last for the high frame rate. For the high frame rate, the frame rate what we are using to set it. It's like for the abilities, video frame rate. But it has a small requirement. It will require you please turn off the smart mode. Turn off the smart mode. That means, okay, this is the smart mode. I will turn off that. And the camera will get a restarting. So during this part, so maybe the question is, if I turn off the smart mode, so can the camera still capture the target that we want? The answer is a yes, because for the camera, not only have the smart event, but also we have some normal events, like the motion detection, like everything else. So during this camera is working, so we can take a look for another channel. We're going for the AWPR, for the AMPR camera. Like choosing for this channel. So we go into the configuration, find the events and the detections. Besides the smart events, we also have like motion detection, the video, alarming, exception, video analysis. So for the motion detections, suppose that now, after restarting, and we close the smart mode for that, then we will find in the the cameras, we will finding it to reach the frame rate. We refresh and give some times for the camera. Okay, now the intelligence camera go back. We go again for the setting page. It will log in automatically because you're already at the channel to your platform. Oh, and by the way, for the cameras, if you purchase the camera and the latest, don't forget to add these channels like to your license. For the face, add into the face. For the NPR, add into the NPR. Okay? Don't forget to adding it to ensure the platform can using the smart functions of that. And we go again because the camera is the remote, it's restarting, so we just give it small times for check. So during that, we can check for the ANPR firstly. For this ANPR, for the ANPR. This ANPR camera is the same, so we can turn on for the smart function at the same times, like the VCE, like the road traffic, and this is smart event. Well, previously, we can turn on one of the intelligence function only, but inside SG2, we can turn on these two intelligence function at the same time. We click on that and do the related settings, like road traffic, to configure the roles, army schedule, overlay, block list, the details, and another one for a smart event, like intrusion line crossing, or you can call the parameter production, this part. Okay, so this is the demo part for this too. No matter for the model with the /p or the without the p, the intelligence cameras. One thing we can do that is we can realize to open dual AI function in concurrent. Now the camera is okay, and let me go back to have a look. So now we will checking. Now we have the choices. As we see for the camera, now we choose the resolution as the 4 megapixels, and I can reach the frame rate to the 50 per second. But the question is, where I just set to 60, but now why reduced to the 50? Are there any changes? This is due to the country difference of video format. We go into the image and finding for the video adjustment. According to the different country, for the video standard format, we have different requirements. Like in China and now we are in UAE for the live streaming, we are using the standard one as PL, and some countries they are using for this one for the NTSC. So if you change into the NTSC, so this is unrelated, you will find that's the high frame rate can reach to the 60. So this is the choiceable. But if it will be like to turn on smart function, we're using 25. Otherwise, we can change and say for the 50 as well. Okay, this is for the high frame rate and the related video, the standard for the Apple or the NTSC. Okay, then we can go back to the one. If we turn on, it will restart automatically again. But we want to do that because I want to show you the thing about the shorthand. So now for the 4 key features like sharp motion, the comparison for the different camera, and auto WDR, and the high frame rate we already show. So just depending for the shorthand, we will show it to you and just wait for a while. So during the waiting for the camera restarting, I will show you the two cameras, how it looks like. One moment, I will switch the sharing channel to my phone as well. Don't worry, we'll stay with you and just share another channels. Okay, now things is fine. And welcome to Hikvision. Yeah, this is our office in the live streaming. So let's have a look. This is the two cameras. The size not much differences rather than before. And for the module with the dash Y, I don't know why. So this is the one with the corrosion resistance. So for the anti-corrosion cameras on the side supported for the NEMA 4X standard level, you'll find it and in the naming room. It's end with the dash Y. Okay, and another one. This is the one with the NPR cameras. How it looks like. For the connection is easier, just using the Hikvision switch to connecting all together. Very easy topology inside them. And later we will have a look if this is my phone performance. And we will have a look about the cameras inside the platforms and how it looks like. Okay. So now let's go back to have a look. The chart is the one as the sharing the camera or not. Now going back to the platform. And for the customer, if you didn't check in by the QR code in your receipt later, they got posted out even later. And now let's have a look about the camera for the short-end function. Again, find the camera. So this is 15 let's begin finding to manage the cameras on the mobile phone directly. Okay, after we turn that, then the maximum begin to the 25. We go into the smart. Choose which one. For the shorten, which one should I choose? For the multi-target type detection. Okay, and wait for just a few seconds. We can go into the setting part of the image and turn on the shorten to configure the different exposure parameter for the people and for the vehicle. And this is the shorten and please start for the normal mode. After that, it's few seconds, it will start working. Now we can have a look inside the video cameras, how it looks like. This is the two channels for intelligence and the NPR. I choose this intelligence. I choose this NPR. So this NPR, suppose they will take on like a plate number, or for that, for the pictures, it will recognize. Also, we can use this kind of way to train this accuracies as well. So for the platform, it's usually become much more familiar with that already. So purely the user, you're using on the control client. And this is just easy for you to finding it. For the camera, we can close it and find it later. Some more steps you see, adding the device and configure for the license. If you have the new license, so don't forget to upgrade, update it here. Adding the more modules, adding more channels. That's it. Refresh it. Anyway, I'm going to post for this QR code again. For anyone, if you didn't scan the QR code, please use your smartphone, the camera. Open the camera and scan the QR code for checking. So after 1 or 2 weeks, our teams Marketing will create a related point into your account in HPP. And thank you. So this is the later video going on for the part of the examinations. So now this is the last part where we check after we check about the sorting. The devices will take around 1 or 2 minutes to realize that. And by the way, for tomorrow, we will have the same content, but for the Arabic language. So introduced by our Arabic speaker, engineer Aryan from Iran. So the times will be Dubai 5 p.m. and Iraq the GMT 3+3, like 1 hour ago. So tomorrow, Dubai 5 p.m. will happen. We will do the Arabic sessions as well. So if you're an Arabic speaker or you have the related customer group, let's welcome to forward and pass these information to them as well. Also, we created this event on HPP. You will find that. Thank you. Yeah, so in automatically and finding the image. So shorten, okay, shorten after we turn on the normal mode. What happens? We'll find, yeah. Under that, there is a working mode and control mode for off and mode 2. The mode 2 is when we do the setting and the configurations, we will turn on that. Because after we turn on that, it will become like dark or black. It's easy for you to figure out or find out the differences. Here you can configure for the brightness, exposure time. So here, upper one, this exposure settings will default is for the human setting. This exposure size, and that's fun part about exposure. And for the picture setting, you can consider for the part of the vehicle. Okay, so turn on for this shorten and do the related settings. It's a much more. You can consider region and even including for the WD, one dynamic for the vehicle, relative level. You can try this, but it's an enter for the shorten. So this is all the demo parts of today. The devices we are using is we're using the 7846 and 7846/P. This is our demo devices today. And if you are interested, so please welcome to place the order and take a try yourself. Any questions, please contact our team. Okay, and thank you very much. Now, we will go into the last part to win for the points, or the HPP points for the winner. Are you ready? Let's go for the examination, or we call small quiz. All right, this for the DarkFighter, the questions is quite easy. Yeah, we can continue and start. Now, please scan for this QR code and we will join these competitions. We will send it in the chat box as well. This one is really okay. Interesting. I saw it myself. Okay. This is the examination field and passcode. Now, please do using this code. And also, can I scan this QR code to join the competition? Hi, Mr. Amin. Good afternoon, Mr. Sami. How are you? And Mr. Muhammad Zahadi. Thank you, Arantine, for joining us. And for the DarkFighter 2, the question is quite easy and something about what? About the key features and about how the minerals. Like today, we introduced the G0 or the G2. Yeah, if it's G2, so how many questions we can, the features we can include in that? This is the point we can ask. And also for the warranty, don't forget for the warranty, it's for 5 years of the project camera. Yes, I saw Mr. Hamad Faris. Thank you. Good to see you. And welcome everyone. So can we expect like 20 customers? Yeah, come on. Yalla, yalla. Join the session, please. And it's very easy. All right, we can thinking about today what we introduced and how can make it easier for the using. Most of the time, we will adding the platform for the cameras to the platforms for checking. And also, you can add your cameras into the VR as well. Anyone else for joining this competition? This is the winner we will create the HPV points. Like this HPV points can be used inside the HPV for the key redeem. All right. And thank you very much. And we just wait for 1 more minute. Anyone like to join? So please send a link we send inside the chat box as well. So please check and join with us. And thank you for Hikvision fans. I saw a lot of the names that we already joined this time. We keep this very times. Thank you. And we also welcome you to place the like the example order, like to try to guess the sample, to test by yourself and to chat. Okay. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's start. And gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, good luck. Thank you. Let's go. Now, don't forget, the first question is about your information, personal information, like your names and contact details. This is some questions, like to make sure whatever you fill inside is correct about the SPP ID. So that's become easier to find it. So thinking about what we have done today, introduce new features and for the G2 series camera. Thank you. We saw there are already 17 participants and Mr. Muhammad and Mr. Muhammad take the lead. Okay, hurry up. Thank you. But tomorrow we will have the session at for the Arabic language at Dubai 5 p.m. So looking forward to if you like to join the big sessions or please pass this information to the other customer, your customer as well. Congrats, Mr. Muhammad and Mr. Muhammad. Okay, thank you for the join. Oh no, it's so busy. That's amazing. Great. Let's take the leading and the very fast. It's good. No problems. Don't forget the warranty. How many years? It's long time. Five. Yeah. Okay. So easy. We still have time. No worries. Thinking about what we introduced and also like the tech fighter. Thank you. We will like the foundation is keep going and we are going to take we'll end the sessions up to 2 minutes. But during that time, no worries. It's not like that. Just think about it. Like the questions giving us or distortion, scamming. Okay, thank you for giving out your answers. It's great. Like more than the accuracy is more than half. Great. Actually, in previous sessions, maybe most of us we are doing for the China market. So it's very thank you. I'm thankful you can join for these sessions for this you would like to know and get some things for you like to know something about the product project. Thank you. Now, for first year, super stable, great. It's around 60, no problems. And thank you. So we will going to like end the session within 1 minute. Like you need to have to think about it. Like sessions, okay. I think okay. We can congrats some gentlemen and once already. Okay, last minute is starting. And anyway, thank you very much. You see the accuracy is pretty good. To check the most of questions correct. Yeah. Even maybe you're not using it very frequently, but still try to understand and give answers for respect. Thank you. And finally, we cast 20 participants. Thanks a lot. Okay, almost or the gentleman starts and finish for the examination. So the last 30 seconds for the answer. Thank you for your quick leading and very first crystal high accuracy. Thanks. This is the questions. I feel I cannot click on that. Okay. Hurry up. Gentlemen, thank you. The quick leading and so we are waiting for that. Okay, so 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you, gentlemen. You completed the most all these informations, and thanks a lot. You like to end now, and congrats for the winners. For the winner, as we say, we will release the points into account for the HPP, but we will due to the systems upgrading still and the processing. For the crediting, I believe that you received for the previous points already. But yeah, for the this pending, like starting from the 10th of November and till now, so it could take some time. But the other way for this point accumulated still, we will release that before the end of November. Okay? Thank you. Thank you very much for your attendance. Okay, thank you. Thanks for feedback and see you next time. The next session is tomorrow for the our declaration. Goodbye, 5 p.m. And we will push the information on the HPP as well. Thank you, and I'll see you. Bye.